for people who are in a position professionally who they're like, okay, I think it's my time. Are there certain questions or reflections or exercises that you give to your clients to help them figure out, is this the right time? And then how would you, what should you be thinking about as you try and make that leap? Because most people's problems that I have found is that they don't know where they want to go. They know that where they are is not where they want to be, but I think to know where they want to go, that to me, from what I have seen, is people's biggest hang up.
I don't know if you've read that children's book. It's called Zen Shorts. I might have talked about this here.
Anyway, you gave it to Cora when she was born.
It's
and
like it's one of my favorite books, but Betsy, it has these little sort of Zen stories in it as, teachings. And one of them talks about this farmer who has a son, and the farmer's son, I'm going to get the sequencing wrong, but the spirit of it is the farmer's son goes out horseback riding and breaks his leg. And the whole, village is like, oh, your poor son, that's so terrible. And the farmer's like, maybe. And then the army comes to collect young men to fight in the war. And the son can't go because he has a broken leg. And they're like, oh, you're so lucky. And he's like, maybe. And then it continues, there's good luck, bad luck. And it's like, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's great. And obviously the punchline is, who's to say if it was good or bad, right? Ashley, even as I listened to you, you're like, thank God I stayed. I had so much opportunity. I got so much exposure. Maybe we don't know where you would have been if you'd chosen 8 years in to leave, right? And you have a beautiful orientation towards optimism and seeing the good, and you really capitalized on these opportunities and created it for yourself. And that was right for you. Great. But I think this is where we get hung up, and that I see so much with clients. It's like, what's the right decision? What's the right time? Where should I go? And it's like, I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. There is not I don't think there's sort of this like destined plan A. This is what you need to follow. And so I think so much of it with clients is actually unwiring what we're taught, which is you go K1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through high school, you go to college, maybe you get a graduate degree. It's like there isn't a right path. And so how to actually just be open to possibilities. And so much of it is just actually tuning into, okay, yes, being realistic about finances, and, there's some real constraints. And then within those, okay, what are some possibilities, and how do you just widen your aperture as opposed to thinking in terms of what you should do or what you're qualified to do or what is right or wrong? Because like, who's to say?